So here is the astrology or the horoscope reading for all signs for this new moon in Capricorn. So starting with Capricorn, okay? So for all Capricorns rising, or you can look at this for your moon sign as in Capricorn, we have Venus in Capricorn, the moon, and of course the sun in Capricorn because it's the new moon. And Pluto is in Capricorn, and I'm reading for the Pacific time zone. Pluto is in Capricorn in the 11th house. We have the sun and the moon in Capricorn in the 10th house. We have Venus in Capricorn in the 11th house. And Venus is retrograding, Uranus is retrograding, and the South and the North Node is retrograding at this time for February 2nd, 2022, the first new moon of the new year after winter solstice, Yule. So if you are Capricorn, you're really in your emotions, yourself, that type of energy, okay? You really want to connect to your Venus energy in the 11th house. And you want to think about what you aspire to do. You want to think about how you contribute to your groups that you're associated with, your friends, your groups, your goals, your aspirations. And also this year, 2021, for everyone is good to be associated with a group, okay? And I know a lot of astrologers have been saying that, but it's really important to be associated with groups so that you can bounce off each other, you know, everyone's talent, you know. If you don't have a green thumb, someone else has a green thumb, and you're good at building things. So it's just about having a good network and a good community, and we need that. No matter if we have technology, I love technology, it's great. There can be a harmonious balance of technology and nature. We just have to do it right and treating the planet right. So I could go on, but there's a healthy balance to have wild lands and have cities and have towns and have secluded areas, you know? So there's a balance that can happen on Earth, and we can use this Venus energy of love and balance on Earth in this 2022 year. I really believe that we can. I haven't heard anyone mention it that way before, but I just felt inspired to say that. Like, we can find that this could be the year of balancing our technology and our love for our planet because we really need that. So this Capricorn is the Matrix type of energy, right? I'm saying the Matrix, and they have it reloaded, the movie coming back out, but Capricorn is really into the earth. And when people say the Matrix, they think of it in a negative way, but there could be a positive way of experiencing life on earth, you know, in a total different way. And benefiting from that. So with Capricorn in the 10th house, we're thinking about our careers, what we can achieve, okay? Um, but when I mentioned the 11th house, we're thinking about Venus and Capricorn for the 11th house energy and Pluto for the 11th house energy, meaning our friends, our groups, our goals, and our aspiration, and what you aspire to do, and how you contribute to your groups with your Venus energy of love and all that Venus represents, and your energy of Pluto of really understanding and seeing the bigger picture of all the planets moving around, of everything moving around in your life, and really having a great understanding of that. Looking at your sun and your moon, your emotions and yourself in the 10th house, how can you apply this to your career and to reach your goals? Okay. Which direction am I going? Okay, I'm going to go to Aquarius next. Okay. So with Aquarius, we have Saturn in Aquarius in the 11th house. Okay. And we have Mercury in Aquarius in the 11th house. So we want to apply how we communicate with everyone, and we want to apply our strength and our discipline to our 11th house experiences of our groups as well. You know, how we communicate, how we can form our own community. So it's good to be a part of different little groups that is positive and nurturing and helpful. Okay, so that would be good for all Aquarius' sun, rising, and moon. I really feel good about this reading. Moving forward, I believe to Pisces. Okay, so with Pisces, Pisces has the ascendant energy, so a lot of attention will be on Pisces. Neptune is in Pisces, Jupiter is in Pisces, Jupiter is in the 11th house, Neptune is in, the 12th house, Jupiter is in the 12th house, Neptune is in the 12th house. And we're thinking about the 12th house energy of your dreams and your spiritual life, and not self-sabotaging yourself, and maybe forming institutions, also needing that secluded time to yourself. So each each sign that I'm reading for, you might vibe with the overcoming, not ruining your life or making it more complicated, or you might be vibing with needing alone time. You might be vibing with, oh, I'm a part of a work or an organization and I'm really making the best of it, and hopefully this works out with my dream life, and if it doesn't, then I'm making a positive shift. Okay, moving on to, and that Jupiter, that's luck. Okay, I want to say that Jupiter energy is very powerful, so that's luck, and that Saturn energy is very powerful. They both are both master teachers, Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter will teach you the hard way, but you'll learn it, and you'll learn it well, and you'll master it. Okay, and it might take a little bit longer, but you'll be like the dandada, like the master of it. And Jupiter, you will master it, but you'll get it faster, and you'll be like learning as you go. So you'll be lucky, and you'll be learning as you go. It's like you don't really. It's a good teacher, but they're really more relaxed, and they really want you to succeed, and they're very more kind and more nurturing. Where Saturn is, they care, but they want to make sure that you don't mess up. They're like, let's get this done right the first time. Where Jupiter is like, yes, I want you to go. You want you to go slow and easy and get it done, but they're, you know, not giving you all the information all at once that you need. And if they do give it to you all at once, you feel like, okay, I'm so relaxed, but you still need that little bit more energy and more push. But it's all just flowing very easily and happy and great. And you learn as you go, and it's just easy flowing. So it's both great. It just depends on how you learn, right? So, as a Pisces, that's that energy that you're receiving. And we all need all the luck we can get. You also have the Fortuna, which is luck energy. So that's really wonderful. And it's a very high energy at 22 degrees, 48 minutes. So you can really meditate on 48 minutes. You can bring it up to 50 minutes if you want, and meditate on bringing in luck into your life as a Pisces. And wherever your Pisces is in your chart, I feel like saying, like adding this to it, like you can empower your Pisces wherever your Pisces is in your chart, but it's especially powerful if you're Pisces sun sign, moon, or rising. You can tap into the Fortuna, the lucky energy, being in Pisces. Aries has the healing. Aries in the first house. Aries, a lot of healing for Aries. Chiron, it's in the first house, so really think about yourself. Think about that Aries energy for at least 31 minutes. Meditate on that and bringing balance into your life, and think an even flow of healing, and welcoming the healing in your life, and respecting that, and knowing when you need it. It's just very powerful, just healing yourself. And by the time that this whole energy shifts for you, then you'll be really in your power. But keep being strong and riding that wave, Aries, okay? So, and I was definitely Aries in the past life. So very strong energy. So just make sure that you're doing right by others, and you're doing right by yourself, okay? So that your next transitional life will be more be beneficial. Do blessings for people. Be extra helpful to someone that's been helpful to you, so that your next life, if you're an Aries, you'll receive better karma. It just makes your life cycle easier. Okay. So we have Taurus, and Taurus for this new moon. For you guys, you need to focus on your second house. Okay, because Taurus was, Aries was in the first house. I didn't mention of the I am energy, so the awareness of self. But Taurus, you're in that second house energy, which is your home, and it's your money and the things that you value, and your skills and your personal resources. Okay, really really is like a reflection of Scorpio, because you're in Scorpio, the opposite side, so personal resources, right? Where Scorpio gets other people's personal resources is a blessing because they've been through this life cycle, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots away from Taurus, I believe, if I'm counting right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots away. So Scorpio has earned it to receive, whether you're a birth sign Scorpio or you are Scorpio rising, you earned all the goodness you're receiving, even if people are jealous of you, because you've been through it. You've been giving for 6 lifetimes, okay? So Taurus, right? I'm getting deep on this. Boom. So Taurus, you have the Uranus retrograde, so you have to deal with that Uranus retrograde energy. So look that up. You also have, I believe, the South Node or the North Node. I have to click into this. Taurus, you have the North Node, so you really need to focus on where you're going in life. You need to look also at what your North Node sign is in this life. And if you are a Taurus North Node, you need to tap into your Taurus positive energy to help you win in this life. Again, I'll say that if you are Taurus and that is your North Node sign, you really need to tap into the Taurus energy to better your life. And if you are a sun sign Taurus, you really need to focus on whatever your North Node is, but also on the positive attributes of your Taurus energy. And you need to control the negativity of your Uranus and tap into the positive, helping nature for yourself and others of the Uranus energy. And your second house, your home, is very important. So the 6-year energy and the 6 number is very important. So watch that video that's coming up tonight at 9 p.m. January 2nd, 2022. I gotta get used to saying 2022. But anytime you're watching it, this numerology video on the number 6 is very powerful. So watch that. Okay, so really tap into that because Taurus, you're about your home and you're in the second house also for this new moon. So this is really powerful. Okay, Gemini, you are right on the correct day. Yeah. Okay, so Gemini, you are in the third house, your home house, and you have the IC. So you feel very, very private, very much like just wanting to, be by yourself and just enjoy. You just need a relaxation time, Gemini, and that's like really powerful for you, especially if you're a Gemini that's been putting in a lot of hard work over the last few days. I know I have. So this is like a real powerful time for you to just relax and just take in all the relaxation that you can get and like recharge your energy on this new moon. So you're just, just being very chill. I'm looking at my charts here and pulling it up. Okay, so you just want to focus inward when you're in the IC and you want to connect to the midnight energy tonight and the next night. Tap into that midnight energy. And you can do rituals or any kind of meditation practice at midnight. Could be really powerful for yourself, the things you value. How you think and how you feel, your domestic life, your environment, your family, your creativity, your work. Just tap in at midnight. Whenever you're in the IC, whenever your sign is in the IC, you tap in at midnight. Whenever your sign is in the MC, you tap in at noon. Whenever you are in the ascendant, you do sunrise or the eastern direction practice. Whenever you're in the descending, you do west and the sunrise. Okay, so this is just different things that practice that you can do. But Gemini, you have Lilith, okay? So you think about how you can mathematically kind of um, look at things as everything is math, right? And just look at the best solution for a problem and the best angle for things, okay? And that has to do with anything that's doing with the third house in your life. So this moon cycle leading up to the full moon in Cancer, I believe, on the 17th of January, um, you want to make sure that you are Gemini, that you really focus on your third house, like how you communicate your mind, how well your mind is, the activities you do. What are you learning? What do you need to learn? Discipline yourself, relationship with your siblings, and your communication. It's that I think energy. You want to tap into that and make sure you're all right with that. Cancer, you are vibing on the fourth house energy and a little bit of the fifth house as well. Okay. So you have no planets here. So you want to focus mainly on the fourth house, which is your home, your parents, your roots, your inner security. So look at what the fourth house means. The way you nurture yourself, just your inner world, okay? Because you're still in that IC area of the natal chart or the natal cross. Okay. Um, and if I didn't say it, I don't think I did, but Pisces is in the ascendant with the Fortuna. So just to back up there. Okay. So now Cancer in the fourth house and a little bit of the fifth house energy. Leo, you're in the fifth house, no planets, okay? You're in the fifth house and a little bit of the sixth house. So you have the I serve energy, your personal creativity, and the sixth house is also a serving house on your daily life. So the fifth house is your romantic life, your love relationships, maybe your marriage or your partnership, your children, the fun that you have with your children and your offsprings, any your could be your pets too, could be like your children, right? Your creativity. The sixth house is your work, your health, your service, your self improvement. Okay, so a little bit of both. Whatever you're going through, just try to deal with it the most positive. And remember that whatever house your sign is in, you could be going through it or you could be helping someone with the fifth or sixth house issues. So sometimes you could be just fine and everything is fine. And people are like, oh, this astrology thing doesn't line up with me. But I know of someone that's going through this, you see? And I experienced that at a Reiki circle when I was hosting a meditation and we were reading everyone's astrology that night. I'm drinking something, excuse me. So this one girl's like, I'm not experiencing that, but my friend is, and I'm trying to help her with it. And I was like, all right, there you go. This astrology thing does work. Okay. All right, cool beans. So now from Leo, we're moving into Virgo, and it's a sixth house, a lot of sixth house energy, and you're in the descendant. So your power this new moon lies in the western direction at sunset. So that was earlier, today. But tomorrow morning at sunset, you can face that direction if you can. And if you're working or busy, you set the affirmation when you know, hey, the sun rises in my location at this time. You set the affirmation for whatever you want. Okay? And you're in also an area to really tap into. I'm going to look at this. So I like to think of this placement of the vertex as, because you have that in the descendant, think of it as your wish fulfilled. So whatever it is that you want, it is fulfilled. And you can think of it as a way of switching up any negative and making it a positive, kind of like I like to think, and I'm going to do more research on it, but I like to think of it as wish fulfillment, that you can shift dimensions and say, if I'm going through a bad time right now, shift into a better dimension. But I think that you can correct this dimension or this experience to flip it into a positive, because I never want to think that there's still a negative dimension out there, right? But I like to think of it as a wish fulfilled. So Virgo, you have this wish fulfilled energy. So definitely if you're a Virgo sun sign, moon, or rising, if something's not going well, flip it. And if it's going well, then just boost that positive energy that even more better things can happen. I love that. Okay, so moving forward, we're going into Libra, and there's no planet also, just like Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and Libra. There's no planets, but there's a seventh house for Libra. And Libra, you're fully a lot of energy in the seventh house of marriage and other partners. So either other partnerships. So either, the marriage is going great or not great, or you're into another partnership, another relationship, or thinking about it, or the partnership is thinking of creative partnerships to be successful. Okay, so awareness of others. So you're really thinking about others and um, the how you partner with another person. So you're really thinking about that, and maybe you want to manifest that. There's no planets there, but you can look over to Aries, and Aries has Chiron in the first house of self, and there's healing that needs to be done and receiving healing, maybe receiving help from someone else, so you can heal on your own, but then also there's healing from others that do care, right? Okay, so then we have Scorpio in the eighth house, and Scorpio, I do believe Scorpio has, oh yeah, Scorpio definitely has the South Node. So the South Node is your past life. So when you're going through the South Node, Scorpio, the South Node is just entering your sign, just like Taurus, because the nodes are just leaving Gemini and Sagittarius. So it's barely coming in. So the South Node is your past life karma and your past life talents. So your past life talents are going to be boosted in this life, in this year, right? For as long as the South Node is there. So that's the positive part, is that your talents from your past life come so easily to you. So if you're a Scorpio now, right? Let me think about this really fast. Whatever, Scorpio, whatever your rising sign, no, whatever your north node is, right? Whatever your north node is, okay? The opposite sign of your north node was what you were in your past life. Let me repeat that again. Scorpio, whatever your north node sign is, right? So if your north node was Libra, if your north node is Libra, right? Your past life you were in Aries. And if you were an Aries or Scorpio, or a fire sign, or a Scorpio, or a Virgo, any kind of strong, or even Capricorn, some signs can be really um, into themselves and can be really hard on others. So, you know, it's like you really have to work. Say if your North Node is Libra, you really have to work on that Libra energy and balance out yourself so that you're not suffering too much from being an Aries in a past life if you happen to be a negative Aries. If you're a positive Aries, then that's cool, right? But if you know you're going through a hard life and hardship, then you probably were a negative person in your past life. I'm just, listen, it's just the astrology, right? You just got to bounce with it. So Scorpio, you're in your house of your eighth house and you have the South Node. So your past life talents will be easy for you this year to make money and to just groove on, but then also you're dealing with the karma of your actions in this life, right? That's how I interpret that part, is dealing with the karma that you've done last year, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that. Like all the years that you weren't in the South Node, right? And you were alive. All right, so looking at your eighth house is your resources, letting go of your own negative thoughts, of other bad things, other people's resources. So being creative and making money from others is, because you put the work in, but then getting blessed with money you didn't know that was coming in, and how you share your resources. It deals with death and sex, okay? So you could do a lot of past life regression work too, to tap into your past life and do healing that way to help balance out this year. And that's what hopefully Sagittarius did. And I didn't know of this information to talk about it, for Sagittarius, but here we are. Everything comes to us in the right time. So, you have that energy to work with in the eighth house and bring a positive cycle for yourself. So now we have, do I want to say anything else about that? So I, what is it? What you can circulate in your life, right? Your resources. So make sure that you have a constant flow of resources, money coming in or whatever it is that you feel you need. Sagittarius is in your home, your ninth house. Everyone is kind of like flowing in their home on this new moon, which is really powerful to happen after the winter solstice in Yule, right? And it's not the harmonious way with nature to start the new year, but it's the calendar we're going with. So even though it's a calendar we're going with, if we look at it from the not the calendar that we're going by for work or society, but if we look at it as an energetic calendar, it's really a great start when the sun is rising higher in the sky, and then we're heading into to the new cycle of the moon. So it's very positive that every sign is in their own house on this new moon. I think that's really cool. So ninth house is where Sagittarius is, and Sagittarius has Mars, and I just did in my previous video. You have to watch that for the new moon video. And I'm doing two new moon videos because I forgot to do the astrology and the horoscope in the other video. So this is, I'll title this one New Moon Astrology and Horoscope Reading, because I totally forgot to do it in the other video, and it would have been an hour video, which would have been fine, or over an hour video. But anyway, so Sagittarius, you're the big dog here with the Mars in Sagittarius, and everyone can tap into it. This energy, the ninth house is I explore, I expand my horizons, higher education, just higher wisdom. You're the higher wisdom, where Gemini is the entry level wisdom, and it's fun, right? And you're the higher wisdom, which is philosophy and publishing, religion, travel, and law, where Gemini is forever the mental mind of thinking, and helps the beginners and everyone else evolve to that higher realm, and they're in the higher realm as well. But it's learning, it's sibling, it's communication, it's the activities that we do for our mind to learn and to communicate better. And without that, there would be no higher education, no philosophy, no publishings from that learning in Gemini, and religion, and the good parts of religion, and the travel, and law that brings about balance. So Sagittarius, everyone on this new moon in Capricorn can your next door neighbor, Capricorn, can tap into the power of being optimistic and believing in oneself. And I talked about that in the other video. And going after what you want, fighting for yourself. The fire of Sagittarius, the fire of Mars. And Mars is the ruling planet of Aries and Scorpio, even though Scorpio also has Pluto. But Scorpio is definitely Mars. So it's that fighting energy, okay? And it's like you have the support of Scorpio and Aries. It's just like that, your next door neighbor Scorpio, and across the way a little bit on an angle is Aries. So it's that fighting energy for ourselves to survive, you know. And you have the MC, so the attention is on all Sagittarius, and anyone that has a powerful Sagittarius alignment, which is your rising and your moon, right? And even your north node. So it's the external focus, what you're presenting to the world, your personal pursuits and your professional achievements, your external world, right? Your interpersonal relationships, okay? And it's really focusing on yourself and others, but it's the outside part that you show. So really tap into noontime on the new moon today, which already passed, but also you can tap into the new moon. I mean, you can tap into the noontime tomorrow and Monday. It's very powerful for all Sagittarius and anyone ruled by Mars. So that's a little, esoteric thing that you can do, is tap into it on Mars hour. So today on the new moon, you can tap into, and I have my app here on my phone. So tapping into way back in the day, learning about the back in the 90s, I don't know, learning about the planetary hours, you know. Right now, as I film this, it's in the sun hour right now. So, and it's going to go into the Venus hour next, and after that, it's going to go into the Mercury hour, and then the moon. So tomorrow, when it's in Mars hour, you can tap into, I believe in myself. I'm the best at what I do. It's like hyping yourself up, like you're your own hype man. I'm the best at what I do. I'm good at what I do. I believe in myself. I'm optimistic for this year. You get into that Mars energy. It's like you're fighting for yourself. It's like you're Rocky. It's like, you know, you're Tyson. It's like you're a fighter. Whatever fighter you associate yourself with, any kind of fighter, goddess, god, you're a fighter for yourself. You're really tapping into the Mars energy, and you're in that MC. You're in that natural 10th house energy. You're in the ninth house, but a little bit of the 10th house. So you're in that MC. So the spotlight is on you. So always watch what you say, watch what you do, but you're fighting for yourself, but you have the positive attention that you need. Okay, Sagittarius. So that's your astrological reading, and you're using that building up to this new moon cycle, this waxing moon that's coming up, because it's January 2nd, right? The new moon in Capricorn, and then it's waxing moon, so it's bringing in what you want as the moon gets closer to Earth. Sunday, January 9th, is a first quarter moon, so you can, in Aries, so you can tap into that Aries energy again on the Aries hour. Get the app on your phone, and the first quarter moon is I'm giving all the information this one. The first quarter moon is when you can I really feel the energy. First quarter moon is when you can reaffirm the um the affirmations that you made. Because you know when you make an affirmation, you go to your day-to-day life and you're like, oh man, but then the moon is halfway showing, so the moon is strong to pull in on that half energy of the moon, so you can reaffirm whatever affirmations you're doing tonight, okay? And whatever affirmation, if you were free and available at the high peak of the full moon today, of the new moon today, right? So you can tap into that powerful energy. All right. Let me go back to the chart. Okay, so that was Sunday, January 9th is the first quarter moon. And then it's a waxing moon leading up to Monday, January 17th, the full moon in Cancer. Okay, water sign Cancer. Okay, they're opposite signs, right? So the Capricorn and Cancer are opposite signs, so they're following each other here. And you have 27 degrees, 7, 8, 9, a 9 energy of endings and beginnings. And you have 50 minutes of that holding that high frequency of the full moon in Cancer, of family and self love for yourself and compassion and just that protecting all that you love and all that's important to you. So you can tap into that Cancerian energy, that water energy, that's looking at yourself as a treasure energy. So you're really holding that. So go do your rituals, watch the other videos that I put up, bring some positivity into your life and your home, and all the blessings and love for this new year and this new moon cycle of wonderful things. This new moon is powerful, and the new moon happening for the new moon cycle, the new year of the new moon, that's happening January 1st in our location. Okay, January 31st is a new moon in Aquarius, and that starts the new cycle, the lunar new year. All right, many blessings, peace.